Good afternoon, this is Pam Jarnigan with Door Dress Up. Give me just a couple of seconds. I'm trying to get this positioned right. Okay, I hope y'all can see me. Okay, give me one moment or a couple of moments and I'll be right back. Alright, today I'm going to show you how to make a living wreath. This is a really easy one, just made with some air plants that I found growing in trees and bushes in my yard. And actually a lot of them were blown down by storms. And they kind of grow on these dead branches like this, so they'll snap off during a storm pretty easily. This one was growing in my orange tree on a dead branch. These are actually, this is called ball moss. It's a form of Tillandsia or air plants. This variety is Tillandsia recurvata, I believe, or ball moss is what it's commonly known as. It's actually made up of a lot of little plants, individual plants, and we're going to separate those out, some of them at least, to do our wreath. Okay, this is what we're hoping to kind of recreate today. This is one that I did earlier and posted on my page. And I actually think I may do the mirror image of that or something close to it. I have double glass doors on my front door, so I can hang two wreaths, but they need to be fairly lightweight because I have to use the suction cups, the clear suction cups to do it. So I think this might be kind of nice for the remainder of the summer and into early fall. I can add a burlap bow or something, or even a fall colored bow if I want. Okay, let's get started. Hey Julie, how are you, sweetie? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a basic grapevine wreath. This one is actually one I made, but you can use a purchased one or one of Nancy Alexander's beautiful birch wreaths. Any kind of a natural base like this will work. And I did on Sunday night, I believe it was, no, Saturday night, I soaked these really well for 5 minutes and then patted them dry a little bit with paper towels. Then I put them on some layers of paper towels and cookie sheets and dried them, turning them over kind of midway. The thing about air plants is if you don't make sure they're thoroughly dry, then if you keep them too moist, they're going to start rotting from the inside, and once that happens, it's not good. So at most, once you get your wreath created, you're going to want to either submerge it for about 5 minutes in water every 2 weeks or so, or mist it weekly with a plant mister. Not so it's dripping necessarily, just so that the plants themselves are pretty damp. Hi Linda, how are you, sweetie? And the reason you want to do that is because air plants receive all their nutrients from the air and the humidity, and they don't actually, they have a root, but it's a very shallow root. They don't depend on what's in the soil. A lot of times they don't grow on soil, most of the time. So that's the way they receive their nutrients. So it's important to do that. You can add a watered down, like orchid fertilizer, or I don't know how to say this word, bromeliad fertilizer, once every 2 months or so, and that's good for them too. Okay, so let's get started. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start with this clump. You see it's already attached to a tree branch. The whole thing just broke off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually work this into the wreath. This is going to be my starting point because it's got a really pretty full shape already. Okay, and because I want to kind of do a mirror image of my other one, I'm going to start over on this side at the top. I may have to break this off a little bit. Okay, let me just show y'all real quick. You see where this vine wreath has some pieces that are kind of twined around when I was finishing it, and it's got some spaces. This wreath is a really good wreath to do this on because you can get your sticks or the plant base into those little places. You don't have to wire it on or anything like that. So I'm just sticking that down in here, and I'm going to secure the other end of the twig behind another couple of vines. I got my little helper here, Palmer. I don't know if you can see her. She's in the plant back there. She likes to help me. Palmer, say hey. Palmer, what you got on you? Here. Sorry, she had a spider web in her whiskers. Okay, so that's my start. Now that's pretty secure. It's not really going to come loose. It's not going to blow down. If you wanted to, and you didn't think you were going to be moving these plants around any, you could go ahead and glue the stick in with a hot glue gun. And for me that would actually work because I live in Florida, so I can leave this outside all year round. Or even in a house you can do this as long as you're going to mist it like over a sink or a bathtub or in the shower or something like that. Okay, and also let me just say this too, I forgot to mention it earlier when we were talking about watering the air plants. Leave that phone alone. No. Now she made me lose my train of thought. Oh, if you're keeping it in a humid area like the bathroom. Palmer, get down. This is not for you. Okay. Then you're not going to need to mist it quite as often. Probably once every 2 weeks is enough. Girl, you are trying my last nerve. Hang on one second. Now look, you are cute, but you're being trouble right now. No, Mommy's trying to do something. Stop. Okay, so now we're going to start. Palmer, you're going to go in the house if you don't stop it. Okay, so you see how I started? I added this one up here. That kind of mirrors that one. Can you see that? See, this one has the plant right here. This one I put on this side over here. Hold on, it's got to around. Palmer, I'm going to put you in the house if you don't stop. Settle down. Okay, now I've got some really fairly good clumps here, so I'm not even sure I need to break this one up. Because if I'm trying to mirror my other one, I didn't use really big ones on that, but we'll see. So I'm going to kind of go right across from there diagonally and insert my next piece. And again, I'm using the stick base that it's attached to. And here I've got one with two smaller ones. So let me see how I want to do this. Maybe kind of insert this stick this way. I feel like if you leave them attached to whatever they were attached to start with, they're going to have a better chance of surviving because that's already what they were doing naturally, where they were growing. I mean, they will survive. They're very hardy plants. They'll withstand a lot, but I just like to kind of go with what they're already doing. Okay, that's not working because my stick broke. Okay, I think what I'm going to do actually is break this stick in the middle and then use them separately like that. Okay. I guess I need to put it on Do Not Disturb when I'm doing this. Okay, and again, I'm taking this stick and kind of inserting it behind two vines here. Kind of wedging it in there. And see how I'm kind of fluffing it a little bit? Because it kind of gets mashed in there. Alright. I want this to be really pretty and full like my other one was. So, I think I am going to break up this plant just a bit. Okay, so I'm going to go to the bottom here. And these, see, each one of these is an individual plant. And I'm just going to kind of gently separate it. See, I have a nice clump here. And I'm going to use that right here. Well, actually, I think I'm going to take that out. Yeah. Okay, so put that right there, and then I'll use this like up here. Oh, come on. Okay, and then I've got this little one here. Break that stick a little bit and insert that one kind of right here. Well, I need to break that stick just a little bit more. Make sure I get it under some vines. Well, I am not having much luck here. Alright, and you can just keep going until you have it. Now here's a little plant that fell out. Uh-oh, a bunch of them are falling out of that bundle. So what I'm going to do is just take this individual little end here, and that's what I'm going to slip between the vine. Well, guys, this is not going as well as I planned, but that's okay, because I'm learning you can't anticipate everything that's going to happen in a live. So I'm going to go back and just insert the individual plants until I have the look that I want. Okay. Oh, this is hurting my back. All right, so I'm getting close to done here. Don't know if you can see it very well. Let's see. And like I said, you can keep going until it's as full as you want. You can go all the way around it. I think this is fairly close to what I want, though, to match my other one. This one's still a little bit fuller, and I did take it around a little bit more. So I'm going to add a few more plants. Here. One there. Here's a nice big one. Put that one right here. Now you can do this with purchased air plants. There's lots of different varieties. Some of them are a lot fuller with, they have like different shaped leaves that are broader, and you can get them in different colors. I just did this initially because I wanted to save the little air plants that had blown down. And I just thought this would be pretty. I had seen this idea done some on Pinterest, and I thought it looked really cool and interesting. And it made sense because I do live in a warm, humid climate. All right. I think just a little bit more over here. And see, you're just going to step back and kind of see where your gaps are. Okay, to me that's looking pretty good. And just a couple more right here. You do need to leave a little bit of room between them because your goal is for them to spread out. So you may be tempted, like I am, to kind of fill it up. If you do that, you're probably going to have to end up moving them some, which I will probably have to do, but as they grow and fill out a little bit. Okay, so on my other one, I do have some Spanish moss hanging down as well, and this also grows in the trees in my yard, my front yard. I think I actually have some in my backyard too. Oh, I gotta tilt this so my back's not twisting so much. Okay, so what I'm gonna do on here is just take some individual strands. I'm going back behind my wreath, finding a space between two vines and pulling it through. Trick is threading it through. You want to make sure it's actually through there, and then tug on it just gently, because sometimes these individual strands that you think are attached aren't really all attached to each other. And just keep doing that until you have the look that you want. That's basically it, guys. Okay. Now you can do anything you want to embellish this. You could put seashells on it. I've got some of these really cute little palm rosettes that I found out in the yard. I was thinking about doing something with them, but I really don't have enough right now, so I'm going to wait until I can gather some more. Those are off coconuts, the ends of coconuts. Okay, so now I've got two wreaths. I'm going to switch this camera around. Hold on. Okay, so now I've got this wreath, which is the one that I just did, and I've got my original here. And I can see now that the one that we just did is a little bit fuller. So I'm probably going to have to go back and add some to this one. Wish I could show you both together, but I don't really have a place where I can do that. Okay, that's the original. That's the new one. But the beauty of it is I still have plenty of air plants. So I can do that. And I think that that's pretty much what I wanted to show you. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll get back to you. Sorry, I forgot to turn this back around. But, you know, just you can either DM me through Messenger or ask your question in the comments. I appreciate any shares or replays that y'all watch. But I just did this for fun and because I had people asking me how I did it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me. This is my other kitty, Parker. He's a good boy. And just want to wish y'all a wonderful afternoon. Thank you so much. Big kisses. Mwah.